You're happy with where United are at in terms of the signings from where you maybe thought they would be at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think we brought a few attacking players who know the Premier League, at least. They were, to me, over the last few years, they were bringing too many players who were trying to get used to the pace of the Premier League. They weren't robust enough, so at least they brought players in. The next challenge for them, obviously, can they do it for United week in, week out? But a few signings, you go, yeah, looks a bit better. They've had their usual PR this season, throwing out messages about the new trainer, going, that's well and good and fantastic and progress on that side of it. Obviously, Marcus moving on, still trying to get 1 or 2 players out the door. Yeah, I think this summer's not been too bad for United. But obviously, we go back to it. The proofs starts the weekend. So all this, but they'd done the same last summer. There was a lot of kind of good stories come out about United, and the training was this, and I know it's a different manager, and he's had his first full pre-season. So there is positives, but I'll judge that over the next few months when we're watching them week in, week out. Are these players up to it? Are they robust enough? Are they scoring enough goals? Obviously, last year...
I think Mbeumo and Cunha have shown they're robust enough, haven't they, other clubs?
Yeah. But no, their next challenge is, can they do it for Man United? I'm glad they brought players in who are used to the Premier League. That's a plus. But now the challenge for these lads is, you've done it at Brentford, you've done it at Wolves. Can you do it for Man United?
When you feel like Anthony, Sancho, Garnacho, very much sort of what I call jinky type wide players who are not really expansive in terms of being able to open the legs. These do look profile-wise
a bit dynamic, a bit more pace, a bit more power. Obviously, and they've got more of a goal threat, of course. And last year, if you look at the goals record for United, even the final against Spurs, not even scoring a goal in a final, you're like, they had to change that.
Yeah.
Still a lot of problems, of course.
What about defensively, Roy, the 5? What are they going to do?
Yeah, but I think the priority was to try and get some attackers in to score goals. If you're not scoring goals, you're constantly under pressure at the back. Still use question marks. Again, we'll be here all day worried about the goalkeeper situation and defensively again.
They have to get a goalkeeper, don't they?
Yeah, seems to be.
They're
trying to get Donnarumma out there.
But apparently he might be going to City. But then what does that look like for Trafford?
That won't look
I'd be surprised if he went to City.
If Edison goes, that's what I heard this morning on the radio.
No, the goalkeeper's a problem for City. No, the goalkeeper is Trafford. Obviously, I like Trafford, but I think City, the goalkeeper there, I think he's.
Well, Donnarumma not playing the other day. He didn't play the other day. That doesn't just happen.
Who didn't play the other day?
Donnarumma. He was pulled out of the game, so he's going somewhere.
But if United were to get him, and then there's talk of Belieber from Brighton, which I can't believe.
They would find that. What, find that money, you mean?
I just can't believe they're going to spend £100 million on it. Brighton are going to want big money for him.
I thought they were going back no money. That's what I was thinking. I mean, I thought where'd they get this money from?
They were months away from going bust, weren't they, last year? Was that your interview with them?
No, but I just don't know how this would fair.
Honestly.
Are the staff going to get their sandwiches back?
But how are they people are starving.
Where does the 100... I mean, the Donnarumma one will be 30 million, whatever it's going to be, so that'll be fine, I would imagine. But in terms of
but again, huge wages, never another long...
The midfield does look worrying, doesn't it, with Agati, Casemiro...
What's happening with Kobbie Mainoo?
Joseph, I looked at Kobbie Mainoo last week, and it looked like he'd physically changed in terms of he looked stronger, looked like he was more sort of like sturdy than he was before, and he lost a bit. I don't know whether you thought that.
Does he look sharper though? Because that's the problem. Amorim doesn't think he can cover the ground.
Look, it's early. I mean, I thought that Kobbie Mainoo would be an absolute certainty to play as 1 or 2 midfield players for United for the next 5-10 years, but it doesn't feel like the manager is fully on board with that.
His name was mentioned with Garnacho.
Agati's been very poor. I mean, we just have to say he's been poor. Casemiro, obviously, we know about in terms of legs. So you've got Bruno in there. That's going to happen because the 3 up front are going to play, you would imagine. So it's who partners.
But at least the
it's
three.
my mum.
Oh, you've got to get it, Gal. Get it, Gal.
Hi, Mum.
Are you busy?
I'm just doing stick to football.
No, he's not busy.
Everything all right?
Yeah, no, fine, yeah. I was just worried about Mum.
What's she worried about, Gal?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll ring you after the show, Mum. I'm going round for tea tonight, so he wants to know what we're having for tea.
Chippy tea.
What do you have?
Let's have a chippy tea.
What do you have when you go to your mum's?
She's asking takeaway, or shall I make something?
Oh. It's still pre-season. have a chippy tea.
At least United's attackers, them wide players, are dribblers and will get United up the pitch. So there's slightly less pressure on their midfield, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be, that'll still be the problem that will hold them back over the next year or two unless they bring in players. But they have to start somewhere. But they weren't going to bring 7 or 8 players.
Do you believe it can happen at 100, like whatever it is, 90?
I'd be surprised if it happened.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if that happened.
Because I still think that he's got to do a bit more. It's still potential. You're not going to pay 100 million. You're on about buying big money for strikers or guaranteed. I still think it's potential with some of these players. You can't pay 100 million for a player that's still. You don't know where it's going to go. That's what I think.
I'm excited by
It's a great opening game.
I think he's brilliant. I think he just plays the game like he just loves the game. Knows where the ball is. I'm excited.
It's a great first game.
Unbelievable.
United Arsenal is a good game.
It's a brilliant game.
Brilliant game.
0-0.
No chance.
Last one, Sesko. We know less about him. Obviously, we've seen bits of him. because obviously we've seen centre forwards come to United over the last 6, 7, 8. It's not been easy. There is going to be a pressure on him. Obviously, Højlund's still there. What do we think in terms of Sesko would be success?
Do you know what, Nev? Obviously, scoring goals, of course, and get United winning football matches. But the answer is, do we really know? Do we know? Can he guarantee you goals?
You know, the thing as well with him, right, is that you look at Sesko, like
he can be hit.
Yeah, 38. He scored 13 goals. I think 38 games in the German league. Marmoush left in December and had 15. Right. That says to me, as a striker, he should be scoring more at that level. So you come into United, I think him like Gyökeres, he's got such great ability and physical. I think he's going to be another. He'll get 15, I think.
Think so?
I do think so.
I mean, I was saying yesterday, I think those three, if they could get 35 between them, which is like 15 and 10 each, and 40 would be unbelievable, because then you're 15 and 12.
But that is a worry, though, 13.
That would be a...
What's worried is 13 for the whole season. That would be a worry for me.
But if you said to me right now, in his first season, if he gets 13 goals and the others get 10 or 12, I'd be saying that's 35. I'd say I'd take that now, to be fair. That's a good first season.
What about if he got 10? No, seriously. What if he got 10? Because you just turned your nose up when I mentioned Gyökeres in 10. No. And now you're thinking about Sesko with 10.
Further on in his career, I think.
I don't care. It's Man United, and it's like you have to expect.
I think 10.
Am I hearing this?
The reason I'm stuttering is because of how I'm wondering how Cunha and Mbemo are going to do. If he scores 10 and the others can chip in with 12 apiece, I'd still say 35 from the three of them is a massive.
So I can't have that for Gyökeres and Saka?
I said 15. I think it's a good result for Gyökeres. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, but when I said 10, you turned your nose up. I thought you're smelling poo.
No, because the reason I say that right is because I think Arsenal will create so many more chances. They'll have so much more play. They're such a better team. He's going to be in a better team.
Yeah, he's going to get more chance. You're going to get more chances. You're going to get more chances playing for Arsenal than Man United.
Sesko not as going to get as many chances I wouldn't have thought as Gyökeres. Is where I would be at with it.
Even with the new directness?
No,
it's changed. It's not the same.
More of a
same attacking threat. It's a different attacking threat.
Don't be putting United in the bracket of Arsenal. Obviously, Liverpool and Chelsea. They're not in there.
Where do United finish? We know that there's obviously a lot of teams that are better than them at this moment.
At best, United for me.
Top half.
Easy.
8th or 9th.
Yeah.
You don't think they can get 6th?
I'd be surprised.
You know what?
Would you?
Gary?
Yeah. I think 6th would be. I think 5th, 6th would be like. That's where I think you should be aiming for.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I think you look at Chelsea, you look at Chelsea, Arsenal, City, and Liverpool, and you think it's difficult. But I think they've got to be looking to break into that Villa, Newcastle, Spurs bracket.
Wow.
No, they have to be looking at. They've got no Champions, they've got no Europe. They have to be looking at that 5th and 6th.
You know, I agree with that. I look at some of the other managers in the league, and Amarin's obviously come with a great reputation. It's been poor.
They've averaged a point a game.
Under the manager now, I know it's not all about the manager, but is Ruben Amorim a better manager than Eddie Howe or Unai Emery or Thomas Frank?
I don't think we know yet.
That's what I'm saying. So this idea that I don't know if he's as good as the other. He's not as good as a manager as Unai Emery or Eddie Howe. I don't think.
Yeah.
Time will
they can't be. Well, the only thing is, last year defensively, the goals, the home record, they'll have to obviously improve on all that.
He's got to get a goalkeeper. I think the midfield player, it'd be. If he got a goalkeeper and midfield player, I think 5th or 6th would be, to be fair, achievable. I think without a goalkeeper, he's 8th and 9th.
If you haven't got a good goalkeeper,
you won't do it. It won't happen.
And I've said it before, the number one most difficult position in English football, Man United goalkeeper. I think it's the most scrutiny that anybody comes under. I think they've got to get a don't know around on Martinez. When they said Martinez from Villa earlier in the season, I wanted him.
He's
personality.
He's got the energy to take on United.
Yeah, he's got that.
He's got a big
presence.
Yeah, but he's made a lot of mistakes last year as well.
No.
But in terms of personality and character.